Hi, this is John.
This is Sonakshi.
This is Tahir Raj Bhasin.
And you're watching us on BollywoodHungama.com.
Well, on a huge popular demand, we finally have with us the Force 2 team, John Abraham, Sonakshi Sinha and Tahir Raj Bhasin. The movie is releasing 18th November and there's a tremendous buzz around the film. So first of all, pleasure having you guys on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
And tremendous action. You've said in one interview that Force 2 is something that can be identified with you as a brand. In fact, if Hollywood films can be identified with Bourne Identity with certain people, Force comes as far as brand is concerned.
I think it's these are the words of my studio, my director. We all feel the Force series could be the biggest action franchise in India, and we're very proud of it.
Right. Okay, now you're becoming this action heroine actually. Back to back immediately after Akira, you are having Force 2 and you're having like really kick-ass action scenes. I was just noticing one kick that you're having where your leg literally just goes like up actually.
Fantastic.
So how did you manage that?
That came from my training for Akira, where I learned mixed martial arts. So that really came in handy for the action in Force 2. There's actually a very interesting story behind that scene. I was not supposed to be so involved in it.
Right.
I was supposed to be in the corner taking care of a lady, shielding her from all the action that is going on. But John happened to see the trailer of Akira at that point of time.
Right.
And he went and told our action director, Kecha from Bangkok, that, you know what, add her into the scene, make her do the action as well. And while they were training, I think I was stretching or something, and I kicked really high, and Kecha was like, and he's like that much. My leg went above him, and he was like, oh, maybe we should do that. So I said, yeah, cool, and it turned out really, really nice.
Okay, I'll come to you like shortly, but do you feel that when an actress, if she performs action and if she has this image of being bindas and मतलब जो अपने लफ्ज़ों से भी जब वो एकदम बिल्कुल धराशायी करने को capability रखती हैं, do you feel it adds more to the charm somehow the way Sonakshi does?
I think Sonakshi is a leader amongst the pack because she really makes a difference. For Force 2, she's made a difference, and I think heroines should generally take a leaf out of her book because she's actually done films like Akira. And the film has done well. So she's been smart about the choices she's made, and she's got that extra punch about her, literally,
right,
where she's fearless. If you see her social media and you see the way she talks,
correct, exactly,
she's fearless about her answers. She doesn't really care about the repercussions.
Absolutely.
At the same time, in the film, her characters also portray the same thing. And like she rightly said, and she pointed out that KK, which is her character in Force 2, is an extension of herself. So you'll see a lot of Sonakshi Sinha in KK, and you'll see a lot of KK in Sonakshi Sinha. So I think she adds so much value to the film, and for us, I still remember the day when Vipul and me were sitting, and Abhinay, and Vipul said, John, we've got Sonakshi on this film. And for me, it was like, then you're sitting in a Rolls Royce, now enjoy the ride. Because we really felt we've got a powerful actor,
right,
a star, and finally by the end of it, a girl who could do action that was crazy.
Right.
So we had everything in one for us, and also not to forget, her mass media and social media following is so large.
That's true.
That I, as an actor, didn't have to worry because I said, "Nahi yaar, Sonakshi hai, so people will come in."
Yeah, that's true. Sonalicious, and that's how they.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the Rolls Royce part and all those things, I think you'll also include the entire "kaate nahi katti" the din ye raat element as well, because I think that's looking like really enticing.
I mean, she does everything.
She does everything. Yeah, that's true. Okay, now Tahir Raj Bhasin, we saw you in Mardani as well, and you looked so menacing over there. And the way you speak on the mobile, or the way your eyes work was absolutely something that's like anyone would love to repulsive about you, and which is, I think, a huge compliment as far as you playing that character is concerned. Similar, I think, portrayal you're doing in Force 2 as well. But when we look at you, like when you came over here a short while back, you don't look like that at all actually.
Sure.
You don't look like that at all actually.
Yeah.
So is it
I'm
the
taking that
actor?
as a compliment as
Definitely,
well.
I think that should be the actor,
Yeah.
which I think that comes to the fore. So what's your preparation like? How do you look so mean and
I
bad?
feel it's more challenging, in fact, to pull off a dark character if you don't look it. Like a journalist some time ago said that you've got the chocolate boy look. How do you pull off a dark character? So there is a preparation that goes into it. But personally, I've always looked at parts as every good has a little bit of bad, and every bad has a little bit of good in it. And it's those shades of grey that make the character interesting for me to play. And just to about the similar aspect part, I feel that Force 2 for me is a very different part from my first film. I know there are parts of the trailer where you feel just because I'm holding a phone, it might be similar to Mardani.
Correct.
And that is baggage, I think, that will come with me through my life. Every time I'm with a phone, people will think of the Mardani boy. But as a character, he's lighter. There's a sarcastic sense of humor to him. He's got a very a charming relationship with the two protagonists. It's a much more agile film. I had to prepare for physical action chase sequences that I've never done before. Responding to technology, which is a big deal. Like if you're shooting in one room on the phone with one camera, it's very different from if you're shooting with 4 cameras, one helicopter setup, you're running with John running behind you, you have to maintain your character. So it was on a bigger scale, a lot more challenging part.
Definitely. Force 2 is releasing at a time when we have a lot of nationalism wave going on as far as the country is concerned. Do you feel it just helps the film because you're also having these, I think, raw agents and the entire theme is over there. And you have a catchline, very interesting catchline. A dead soldier is a martyr, a dead spy is a traitor, which is interesting in its own way. Do you feel it, the mood of the nation, does it help you?
Yeah, I mean, recently you must have read that because of Orop, 70-year-old war veteran committed suicide, Grewal. We met agents, Sonakshi and me have met agents and people who were across the border as prisoners for 11 and 14 and a half years. So strangely, I think the timing is right. Obviously, you can't say we made the film because of this, because we started the film 1.5 to 2 years ago. So to answer your question, will it help the film? I think it should help the film simply because I think people should go and watch Force 2 because it's become an important film for the country, not for any other reason. And I'm not saying this to promote Force 2. I'm just being a bystander and I'm saying, should I watch this film? Yeah, I mean, commercial, not commercial, I'm not sure. Does it have true stories? Yes. Oh, it does have true stories. Oh, I'd like to go and see it. I'd like to go and understand what India went through. Okay. I want to walk out with something from this film. Will it give me something to walk out with? Yes, it will. So, watching Force 2 will make it, you'll have all the right reasons to watch Force 2 for. Of course, you'll have the Sonakshi Sinha fans, you'll have the Tahir Raj Bhasin fans, you'll have those fans that exist, but you're also watching Force 2 for the right reasons, I feel.
Now, as far as you are concerned, do you feel that there are several dialogues in the movie that can really find resonance as far as audience concerned, and in terms of when you, I think even there's a song where you, I think, introduce in the beginning, there's the entire wordings which are there, they're very, very powerful.
Yeah, the wordings are very powerful, and I feel the wordings resonate with what is happening in our country today. And I believe the best thing about that song is that John has lent his own voice to it, to say those powerful words. They have a lot of impact, a lot of meaning. And I feel by him lending his voice to it, I think it makes it even more relatable and serious. So I feel that's also one of my favorite songs from the film. But other than that, I feel within the film, the words are very conversational because we're dealing with a subject which is, we're not trying to be over the top or heroic or, so it's very conversation, it's very real. It's how a police officer and a raw agent or a police officer and a spy or somebody else would be talking, how he would talk to his superiors. So it's very conversation, but there are certain lines where required, like your favorite dialogue where you say that, abhi to hum ghus ke marte hain. Stuff like that also does come in, but I think it's very realistic in the way the words are spoken in the film.
Okay, now when Force came, Vidyut Jamwal played the negative lead, and he became synonymous with his entire physique, which was like tremendous. At the same time, he had this entire cerebral element, I think, which in a way maybe will get associated with Force the brand that the villain, he's as much has venom as far as his mind is concerned, as he's displaying through his body. So do you draw parallels because somehow you don't have the similar sort of maybe physique as
I think you've asked the question really politely, but I'll put it out there. No, physically I was not trying to compete or look equal in the frame with John. He's a strategist. John can tell you more about the comparison between Force and Force 2, but for me as an actor, I was personally looking only at my part, and he was playing mind games and so it did not need a physicality where he had to take on ACP Yash physically. The kind of action that you will see in Force 2 is more where you're seeing car chase sequences or bike chase sequences or rooftop action or helicopter shots. It's not hand-to-hand combat.
It's not hand-to-hand combat.
I also feel
which was in a way the hallmark of Force, because
but I feel the antagonist in Force 2, had he had a physique, would take away from the story. If you're getting my point, if you're reading between the lines.
Sure. It becomes something similar, like you have to have something.
No, it would take away from the story of Force 2.
Right.
So we wanted someone who was technologically brilliant. We wanted someone who would look like a sweet regular guy, but at the same time who we knew would be far more dangerous than the antagonist of Force. So I think Force 2 has those. So for example, if I to reach out to the villain of Force 2, I have to knock out maybe 24 Force 1 villains to reach him. So that's how dangerous this man is, because in Force you're still dealing with a local problem. In Force 2 you're dealing with a country problem, which is relevant to today. So obviously it makes the antagonist of this film far more relevant, responsible and dangerous. And for that we wanted a far more evolved actor. And in that we found in Tahir, when we saw Mardani, we said, fantastic man, this guy has it all. He's got a sweet face, and that's exactly what we wanted. And that would deceive, because this guy would kill, you know, and that's what made Tahir's character very, very dangerous.
So I've got a sweet deceiving face is what John is trying to say.
Looks
are deceptive.
Looks can be deceptive.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
Okay, recently we've had these two Kannada actors who passed away performing stunts in recently only in a Kannada film. I think you have made a comment somewhere about that why safety for stuntmen is important. How do you look at it? Because you've been performing stunts quite regularly now as well, that this is like a catastrophe in today's time when it is generally said that it's the safest when it comes to action as far as today is concerned.
I definitely think that when it comes to safety, that we can up the measures that we take, the precautions that we take, because honestly, and I've seen that personally while shooting this film. We've shot with two international action directors, Kecha from Bangkok and Franz Spillhaus from South Africa. And you just see the way they work and the kind of precautions they take, how particular they are about every shot, not only about a sequence, every shot that goes into, like is taken in the camera. They are so particular, and they really value human life. I mean, you're not even supposed to get a scratch. That is how particular they are. Over here, I've realized the attitude is more so, sif स्क्रैच आया है ना, सिर्फ हाथ टूट गया है ना, चलेगा, ठीक हो जाएगा, जाओ बैठो आराम करो थोड़े टाइम के लिए, आ जाएगा. So which is not the attitude that I think we should have. We should be a lot more particular about how we treat our the people who make us look good. Absolutely. The stunt doubles, the fighters, everybody. I think they are the ones who really put their heart and soul and effort into it, and I feel we should value them a whole lot more.
Definitely. And I believe it was during Force 2 shooting that you had the injury.
Yeah.
And it was like a really bad injury.
Yeah.
We've spoken
it was
about that
during a rooftop action. It was just me looking at Tahir, and Tahir is running in a corridor, and I have to run parallel to him, but I have no space in front of me except doors. So I'm running through doors. And in the process of running through those doors, but by the time I reached the 7th door, I had gained so much of momentum and speed that I tripped over the doorknob of the door that I broke. And the wall was literally within 6 feet away from me. So it was a choice I had to make, whether I had to save my head or save my knee. And I decided to save my head. So I slammed my knee into the ground. And I continued shooting after that. And that got worse. Then I went to the hospital and came back. and continued shooting, and it got even worse, and then I just couldn't shoot.
I think you came back to India and it was like really bad after that.
After 7 days and being on morphine, still hoping that I could get back to the shoot, I came back. Because what really hit me was when the doctor there told me I have to amputate my foot.
Yeah, I think you told me that.
Amputate my leg, not foot. And I was like, what? Are you serious? You couldn't be joking. And I called up my doctor in Bombay and I said, listen, there's a serious problem here now. Enough of the false sense of bravado. I think there's a problem. And these guys want to take my leg away. And he said, just slam a drain pipe in your knee and come back. And that's what I did. And I must tell you this, I met Shraddha on the flight. And she's so small and little and she's so sweet because I couldn't walk and I wanted to use the washroom and she said, can I help you? And I don't know, she would have been crushed below me. But she said, no, let me help you. This is kind of her, but...
Fantastic. Okay, how was your experience of working with Sonakshi Sinha and John Abraham? They have like they are the big superstars that we have in Bollywood. And you're starting off.
Yeah, of course. It was my first action film. Both of them, Sonakshi after Akira and John, of course, they come with a solid action background. So it was very comforting to know that, if there was a scene, and to me it looked like, how am I going to run on this rooftop and with a drone and so many cameras. So it was always nice to have mentors on set telling you that safety comes first and this is the way we're going to go about it. Also, something that we've been talking about is as serious and intense as the script was, the atmosphere on set was that much light and it was a party on set. And I think to create that environment, the credit goes to them to make a new guy feel comfortable and like it's a party.
Yeah, it's like politically correct and diplomatic and very, very nice. Do you feel that we like him more when we see him on screen with that menacing and meanness and everything?
Tahir?
That's what, yeah.
I just told him that he's going to be loved after Force 2. He's going to be really loved. He's menacing and the media keeps asking him, when are you going to play romantic hero? And when they see him in Force 2, you'll understand why he wouldn't have chosen to play that at this point. He's so good in it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he was loved after his very first film, in spite of how bad he was in it as a character, not as an actor.
My motto is dark is the new cool.
Yeah.
As in to make dark look cool.
But apparently you are having some romantic element with Alia Bhatt in Dear Zindagi.
That is something that I can't comment about. But the minute I find out about that, I'll let you know.
No, his romance was only of the sets of Force 2 in Budapest.
The extracurricular activities.
After shoot.
After shoot.
All right, okay.
He's like not interested. Like, just move on.
I don't care about Budapest.
No, it's like off the curriculum, that's something that I don't get into. Yeah.
This is what it's like shooting with senior actors. They can say anything.
We'll have a rapid fire round with you guys, and we'll end it on a and you can win something as well.
Ooh.
So here's a headphone that you can possibly win.
Nice.
So it's going to be like a subjective decision as far as that.
What make is that headphone?
Actually, we're not endorsing.
Hungama.
No, it's not Hungama. Yeah. It's not Hungama brand.
May I just see it if you don't mind?
Sure.
If you don't mind.
There'll be aspirational value.
Okay, you can start the rapid fire.
He's kept it.
So John has already won the gift hamper.
I won it. I can continue.
It's skull candy. That's what it says.
Oh, it's candy?
Yeah. Skull candy, not candy.
Skull candy?
Not candy.
If it's candy, give it. You won't eat it anyway.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with ladies first.
Yeah, please.
All right, so
She's
rapid
the
fire.
only one who will give you the smartest answers.
So rapid fire with Ms. Sonakshi Sinha. Dabang, Rowdy Rathore or Force 2, which has been your favorite film of all?
Of all? Okay. Force 2.
No, you can be honest.
I am being honest.
Okay.
I've said this before. I feel my character in Force 2 is one of the best characters I've played in my entire
Great.
career.
All right. If John and Akshay get into a friendly fight, who will win?
If John and Akshay get into a friendly fight.
You'll be kissing each other.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
They won't be fighting.
We won't be fighting.
Okay. John Akshay or John Sonakshi, which pair has a better chemistry?
John Sonakshi.
Yes.
There's a lot of thought in that.
Because I'll tell you why. Because okay.
I am tired of Akshay now.
I'm gonna,
Sonakshi.
You've seen my chemistry with Akshay also, but you will be itching to see the chemistry in this film because that is what we like.
Actually, on a serious note, yes. I think the chemistry in this film is very different from your conventional.
cliched chemistry.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Okay, who's the best with his action moves in Bollywood apart from John?
Akshay,
Akshay Kumar.
for sure.
Okay. On a dark, lonely night, surrounded by some shady-looking strangers, which actor from Bollywood you'll call for your defense?
I'll
Whether
fight
you
them
can- you can-
myself.
You can defend them yourself.
By the
but-
time I call someone and he comes, God knows what they'll be doing. This
If you-
one will be in the gym. I'm working out. I can't come right now.
You should ask me that question, and I would say I'll call Sonakshi Sinha.
So by the time that
But
happens,
still, hypothetically, if you have to think of,
I'll have fought them off myself.
I think that's
but
fantastic.
that's okay.
I think she's very capable.
Sure. John in Dostana in Hot Trunks or John in Force 2 as a sharp officer, your preference?
John and Force 2, for sure. Hands down.
So you don't like him in Dostana in the
That
Trunks?
she said she really liked, but Force 2 is like
Force
it's
two,
a
sir.
mature.
I think less is more, but you can take it in both ways. I feel the more he's covered up, that's better.
Yeah.
All right.
Am I answering your questions with you by the way?
Yeah, you are. Your chance is coming. Can you wait for it?
Okay,
Who
sorry.
has been your hottest male co-star apart from John?
Apart from me, this is, she doesn't.
Hottest male co-star apart from I've only worked with hot people.
Okay. So all of them are.
I mean, yeah.
I think she's again. I'm answering for you. I think she's worked with Salman, Akshay,
Yeah.
and Ajay,
Right.
who I think are three of the most attractive men. And there's something about men that age well, and these guys age so beautifully.
Yeah, that's true.
Ranveer,
Yeah.
Ranveer.
Beer, no
Veer.
Beer. I have not worked with Beer.
Ranveer
Yeah.
Lutera.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. I think she's done pretty well.
Very
John
well.
Abraham.
All
She's-
my
she's- she's done-
yeah.
Thank you.
She's done pretty well. So now you need to just slug it out, literally.
you help
so
me, huh?
rapid
I'll
fire
help
with
you.
John
I'll
Abraham
help
now.
me.
Yeah.
Okay. In which of your past films you wish Sonakshi should have been opposite you?
All.
I think now when I work with her, I wish she was a part of many of my past films. And I can't count because I've done quite a few past films, but I wish she was there in many of them because she's such a fantastic actor. And better than that, she's a good person to work with.
Great. Okay. If at gunpoint some guy forces you either to have a cake or have a gay encounter with him, what you'll prefer to do?
I know that. He ain't touching the cake for anything.
Yeah, you haven't had a cake for 23 years now.
Yeah.
Cheat on.
Yeah.
I won't,
You haven't had a cheat
There's
day
only
for
one
19
option.
years now.
yeah.
So,
So I won't touch the cake and it hurts.
that's a good one. You'll have to accept that's a good
Of
one.
course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes one
I
answer.
think give
I
him
think,
the.
yeah, I think
headphone.
John would take the gun and make the gay guy eat the cake. That's what he would do.
Okay, no, I think we'll settle. One thing in Force 2 that will better the film than the prequel. What is it that is better?
I think we are hoping that everything from the story, the content,
Ji.
the format, the co-stars, especially my colleague in the film, that's Sonakshi's character, the antagonist. I believe everything is bigger and better in this film. With no disrespect meant to the first part, because I'm also a part of the first part.
Ji, bilkul.
So let me put it this way. I think ACP Yashvardhan is far better in Force 2 today. He's far more matured. He's gone through a journey. He's lost his wife. And there's a certain element of rebellion and anger and silence around him that works so well in Force 2.
Okay, my question to you is, we are in rapid fire, but why is it that ACP is not very, very keen while she's performing that Kaate Nahi Karte, because she's looking extremely good, but he's somehow not very interested.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, on a very serious note, where Sonakshi is performing is a promotional song. Okay, so in the film we do have that song, but she's not performing in that song. And there's no question of spilling the beans or not spilling the beans here, but that's a fact because there's certain diktats that we've been given to do certain songs, etc., which I personally don't stand by to a large extent, but we do deliver. And coming to Sonakshi performing in the song, she's looking stunning. Given any other film, you would have given your right leg for Sonakshi to be in that song.
Sure.
But she's done a job as an actor performing in that song, but she's also done a job as an actor being there when the song's being performed. So, as a character, there's no question of me falling for that person who's performing that song, because she doesn't really exist.
Okay. One thing of Sonakshi Sinha you would like to get rid of. Is there anything that you'd like to get rid of?
I don't want her to hide and eat food from me. Very important.
Then you have to stop stopping me
Yeah.
from eating food.
Okay, if you have to cook something for your date, what will be your first preference?
I'll get a blender and I'll just put some protein in a nice banana, mix a nice shake, and I'll just give the date some protein shake, and I'll say,
Wow.
get high on life, have protein.
So jealous of your date.
An actor from Bollywood you would love to do a hardcore
A
action
male
film.
or female?
I think male maybe.
I'd say female, and I'd go with Sonakshi.
Okay, and who has been your hottest female co-star apart from Sonakshi?
I think all of them are very attractive, but if I had to mention one that I had a great time with, would be Deepika.
Deepika Padukone. All right, fantastic. So, pretty good. I think John Abraham has done pretty
But
good.
there's one more
Now-
hot co-star that I have, which I never mentioned, but that's Abhishek. He's really hot. he and me are the best together.
You know, frankly speaking, now
He's my most attractive co-star. Abhishek, I love you. I love you. You're the best.
Yes, we saw in Dostana.
all right. So now rapid fire with Tahir Raj Bhasin.
Well, let's do this.
An actor in Bollywood you admire the most and why?
Amitabh Bachchan, because the career span has been great and I've grown up watching him.
Fantastic. One time when John literally scared the shit out of you.
There is a scene in Post 2 where he holds my neck, and even though he was holding it really soft, when I woke up the next day I couldn't move, so it was pretty scary.
True or false? John is a better looker than an actor.
False.
All right.
Actor,
An actress from Bollywood you would love to go on a romantic date apart from Sonakshi.
Apart
Please
from
specify.
apart from wow, this gets into a tricky space. I would like to go on one date where I've got Pari, Shraddha, and Alia together, like all three of them.
All three of them?
Yeah, I'm greedy.
Okay, that's interesting.
No, but it's not. It's very regular with him. It's not.
It's just the usual.
It's just
European
different beast.
I think by picking one, you discriminate against others, and
The
I don't
others,
believe
yeah,
in. I believe
yeah.
in equality.
If there is a sequel to 50 Shades of Grey, it'll be with Tahir Raj Bhasin. It'll be called 150 Shades of Grey.
If you had the power to spend your old 500 and 1000 currency notes just for 10 minutes, what will you do?
I would buy tickets for Post 2.
I think it's
Ooh, good answer.
Dedicate a song to John and Sonakshi right now.
One song each.
Yeah.
ये दोस्ती हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे. Isn't that so politically correct? Yeah, it's so sweet.
One song.
That is for both of you?
For both of them,
Okay.
yes.
Oddest location you've ever shared a kiss with a girl?
Oddest or hottest?
Location. Oddest.
Oddest
Oddest.
location? The toilet of an airport, maybe. Yes.
What rubbish.
Yeah.
Below my hotel in Budapest.
But that's not odd.
Can we?
It was odd because it was on the parapet.
So that's odd.
And I was on the first floor. So Tahir was
one like
saying,
the-
Tahir, what are you doing here?
Below the hotel?
It wasn't actually inside the toilet. It was outside. So I didn't go into the girls' toilet, and neither did she. So it was at the airport. Like, can we stick to? I don't know whether they'll edit this. My manager's freaking out at the back. Yeah.
Manager saying, I think it was outside the airport because I marked the time because you are in.
According to you, who's the perfect baddie of Bollywood?
You're talking to him.
You're talking to him. You're talking to him. You know, now it's very difficult to decide who's really winning.
I think we'll give it to Tahir.
No.
We'll share it.
Like, yeah, we'll share it. Every day we'll listen to one song
Yeah.
and then hand it
No,
out.
but I think you are outstanding. You're very very good. But I think he's
Should give it to Tahir.
he is like
Yeah.
this entire kiss in the airport one. Is
Was the
That's
best.
the question.
I think,
That's
yeah.
the question that
seriously,
made him
and the
win
three
the
girls,
hamper.
3 actresses
Yeah.
taking names and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, so I think we'll have to.
Yeah,
Please,
please.
please.
Hand it over
Get
to-
fired by my
Well done,
Thank you so
Tahir.
much.
Tahir, well done.
Enjoy your
I would like to thank my producer,
Yeah.
my director,
and the 3 girls.
and the 3 girls.
And
The one at the airport as well?
Yes, the one at the airport.
And
The one at the airport as well.
Airport as well.
And below the hotel as well.
Below the hotel as well.
And your
All these
manager.
fictitious
And your
girls.
manager.
And the manager, who's probably never going to talk to me
Yeah.
again.
It was lovely talking to you guys and looking forward to Force 2.
Thank you.
And all the best wishes. That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.
Great,
on
yeah.
Thank
Great
you.
fun.